People often ask what the mountains can teach us, what they can do for us. I think for me, they can teach us what matters in life. They can teach us that it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to have pain. It's okay to struggle. But we just gotta keep climbing. And for me, that's exactly what they taught me. They taught me that even though I'm small in respect to these mountains, that I am noticed, I am present, I am alive. And I think that's what I want to give to so many other families. Just the knowledge that they're recognized, they're seen, they're loved, that they can feel hurt, but they can also feel the strength of overcoming what they've lived through. And that no matter what, it be a small thing or a big thing, a small challenge or a big challenge, that they can overcome those challenges. And they can feel that strength that lies within each and every one of us. My name is Nathan Schmidt, and I'm one of the founders of Mountain Seed Foundation. Here in Ukraine for the first time with our camps, and we're bringing what we produced in terms of our camps in Austria, and we've done that also in Slovenia. We're bringing it here to Ukraine so we can help more of the families that have been impacted by this horrific war.
Thank you, everyone, for coming here to this beautiful place in your beautiful country. This is also a really special moment for our team to be with you, because this is the first time we've ever done this program in Ukraine. Thank you for sharing your beautiful country with us so that we can help, we hope, help you heal and help you climb not just this mountain, but many more mountains in life. This week is all about relaxing, letting go, and healing. Okay, it's right over here. Yep.
First, we can play a bit that we learn how you open them. Holding you. Wait. Good. Good.
Oh, I'm so scared.
It took us a while to find a great location for our programs inside Ukraine, which was always an important objective of the foundation. Our Austrian guides came here about a little bit over a year ago, and they found different spots thanks to the local guides, particularly those in the Carpathian area. And this was a spot that was actually identified as a potential location. And then our Austrian guides, they built this over 2 different phases. Last fall, so fall 2024, they cleaned up a lot of this rock, which is a massive effort. And then just a few weeks ago, they put up all of the Via Ferrata lines. There's 4 different routes here. They're all differing degrees. There's from easy, medium to quite difficult. And it really just challenges those who go through our program to just build upon the skills that they learn, to keep challenging themselves to go to greater heights.
Well, first, there have been many, many, many research studies that point to what nature does for us. Particularly in these camps, it's basically 2 things. Nature inspires a sense of awe. Awe is a feeling that you're looking at something much bigger than yourself. You feel very small, but at the same time, you feel very connected to the universe and the community around you. That is an exquisite feeling of awe that inspires a spiritual lift. The second reason is because when these people are living under a constant state of uncertainty, everything in their life shifts every day, and it's very anxiety-provoking. Nature provides us anchoring points. When you wake up in the morning, you know this mountain will be there, and it's comforting. You know the sun will rise and set. That is a feeling of anchoring that only nature can give. Hi, my name is Dr. Amit Oren. I am the clinical director of Mountain Seed Foundation. My mission is to create the context, the warmth in the environment to allow the participants to give themselves permission to flourish. My approach is different because I don't examine what's wrong, I examine what's strong. What we know about people in general, and Ukrainians specifically in this camp, is that they're very strong and very resilient. As a gardener, rather than watering the weeds, I water the flowers, because that's how you create a beautiful garden. I think that pointing a flashlight into the hearts of these people and shining a light on their strengths and teaching them how to use those strengths and cultivate those strengths to help themselves and to help their families gives less room to what's wrong with them, and they begin to flourish. This has to be done with great sensitivity because you have to honor also negative feelings. We don't dismiss them. This is not looking at the world with rose-colored glasses. It's called realistic optimism. Is reality dark and light is in front of you, but you have a choice as to what to pay attention to and what to focus on every day.
You know, I served in the Marine Corps, and in the Marine Corps, you're pretty much told never to be vulnerable, especially as an officer. You're told you got to be strong in the midst of the chaos of war. And for the most part, that held true. But when I left the Marine Corps, when I took off the uniform, that sort of culture of not being vulnerable actually allowed me to hide a lot of my pain. And it was only in becoming vulnerable and saying, I need help, that's when I started climbing and healing. I think for many of our veterans, they have also been raised in the military to not be vulnerable. But we're all human. We all fall. And I think the first step in healing is actually saying, I need help. And that's what I needed to do. And I hope many of our participants in these programs are willing to say, look, I got this tough exterior, especially Ukrainians. I have this tough exterior, but I need help. And it's okay to need help. Just like the rope, it's okay to be not strong on the rope. Remember, you're not alone on the rope. I don't think you're ever fully healed because new cracks come as you live. I think living is a process of stumbling. It's just like climbing. There's no perfect climb. In any one climb, there's going to be multiple moments where there might be doubt that you're going to finish the climb. There may be things that come up like weather, or you may stumble, you may get hurt. And that's about what life is. I think in life, you do become stronger through those cracks. Those cracks actually, when they become healed, just like a scar, it becomes a stronger part of your body. And I see that as this process of becoming stronger through experiences and overcoming those experiences.
This entire program stresses the idea that you can feel joy and flourish even under the most dire circumstances. And what we're seeing is that people come back to the program to volunteer, and they report a sense of flourishing and a difference that they have found that have continued.
Це мій другий табір. Перший раз я був в 24-му році в Австрії. Я попав туди по програмі допомоги ветеранам в реабілітації, щоб я подолав внутрішні свої страхи. Я зрозумів, що я однією рукою можу піднятися нагору. І я хочу своїм прикладом надихнути інших хлопців, у кого не працюють кінцівки, у кого важкий фізичний стан або моральний, або психологічний. Я для цього хочу внести свій вклад для допомоги нашим ветеранам бути краще. І мені до того сподобалось бути сильнішим. Мені сподобалось знати, що я можу більше. І все насамперед. Це от тут.
Тільки ти неправильно робиш.
А ніхто не взяв жовтий. Де ділити? Там. А що ніхто не взяв? Ой. Гляньте, як класно у нас вийшло. Испугалась, коли він «нет» сказав. А можна? Так, давай.
А жива, але зараз не жива.
Жив. Корабель.
А хто я був?
Ти чашка був. Я ж тебе вже сказала.
We had a meeting about hope and optimism yesterday. And I asked the women, what is your dream for the future? And many of them said, I feel too guilty to even have a dream because so many people around me are suffering. And I said, do you want your children to have dreams about their future? And they said, oh, of course. I said, you will model that for them because this country has a future. You are that future, and you need to start dreaming about it now. And what was interesting is that many of the participants started to encourage this particular person who expressed her guilt to dream, to say, and all of a sudden I had a room full of women who could describe in vivid color dreams that they've had. And I said to them, a dream is an expression of hope.
По черзі.
Yeah?
So where did I get my strength to run something like this, a program like this, which takes a huge amount of coordination. It takes a mountain, actually, a mountain of coordination. My wife, who actually is the one who helped me climb mountains after I had a lot of cracks, and the one who supported me in my own healing process. She's been amazing, and she knows that this program works, and she has been able to lead a great team, which includes the co-founder, Irina Prohodka, whose idea really inspired this whole program. When we were in Kyiv in 2018, she first brought up the idea of, hey, why don't we bring children to nature? And of course I was like, let's absolutely do that. And I had my own experience of healing through that. And of course, I'll meet Oren, who's our director of all psychotherapy programs. Her program has really grown into the healing aspect of it, less from the climbing, but more from the inside, the internal healing. And then so many others have been able to participate, all of our uncles and aunts who are on the rock with our guides, all of our psychotherapists, our art therapists, and of course, our communications team, which they are able to help spread the message and word about the programs that we run so that we can run more of them.